Hey everybody, good morning and happy Halloween. Today, really excited to go through some obviously new initiatives with Poynt, the Poynt 5, go over some of the top applications that we've seen do really well in the marketplace. And I have a new feature that's part of the generic software, which I'm really excited about. Going to give it just a kind of another 30 seconds here, letting people jump in. But just so you know, this whole webinar is recorded. It is put into our Sales Hub. I'll send out the deck. I'll send out all the marketing and all the sales material that comes along with this. Typically, our marketing team will send that about 24 hours after this webinar. So you can share with your teams, or you can go to our Sales Hub and you can find that information on your own. And just if you're new to the Poynt channel, these weekly or monthly seminars, they are mostly focused around new updates, new programs, new features on Poynt. If you need a software training, if you need a sales training, an operation training, feel free to reach out. We're very happy to help. Again, we want to focus these seminars on, all new initiatives. And just so you know, these typically take about 20 to 30 minutes. We try to keep them quick and short and sweet. We know you're salespeople. We know that you're eager to go out there and sell more. So we do everything we can to really keep it to the point and keep things moving for you. Quick agenda. It's going to be a little shorter today because we really want to talk about Poynt 5. I have some really interesting news about the Poynt 5 sleeves and kind of the cases that actually you can purchase with the Poynt 5, which is going to make it super valuable out in the field as you're selling it against other smart terminals and other terminals in general. But I'm going to talk about a few updates first, and then some of the applications we talked about, and give you a little update on those. You are muted, so feel free to ask questions. If we don't get to your question right away, we will get to your question at the end. If we miss your question, we'll make sure to email you. And if it's maybe more of a direct question or more personal towards your channel or your own individual organization, we'll probably email that answer to you. And again, this is recorded. All the sales material and the marketing material will be put into our Sales Hub. Our Sales Hub is public. Again, you'll get this material after the webinar. But 24 hours after a completed webinar, we typically go out there and put the information up on the web. The 8 a.m. session today and the 2 p.m. session Pacific Standard Time, they're both exactly the same. We're gonna go over kind of the same model. So if any of your teammates did miss this morning and really want to jump on this afternoon, feel free, and we're very welcome to. We obviously welcome them. So let's go over one big Poynt update. That's obviously going to be a huge win for you guys. Basically, what we have is let me actually change the screens real fast. Is recurring payments and bar tabs. So I don't know if a lot of you have sold recurring payments or bar tabs before, but basically up until now you can only do a one-time charge. You couldn't actually store the customer's information on the terminal. So I'm going to go over. I have this PDF doc that I'll send out to you guys. I'll kind of go over it at a high level right now. But really what it is, it's going to go through kind of what it looks like to do a pre-approved payment, a tokenized payment. Obviously there's a lot of different words for it. But let me open it in a different screen. And just give me one moment. I'm going to switch over to that and go to my main screen. Okay, so here I have this document. I'm going to open it up for you real fast. One thing I want to show you is that when the customer actually does a transaction on the Poynt terminal, they can opt into and accept, I agree, to do save my card on file. So for subscriptions, for, if I have a dedicated a customer, who comes in a lot, I can actually now store their information on the Poynt terminal, and I can charge them from the Poynt terminal or charge them from Poynt.net as the merchant. When you're in Poynt.net, you can actually see, your customers, and then you can actually create the pre-approval or the invoice. You can do invoice or pre-approval payments from the Poynt.net view as well. So again, if I'm a customer and I get charged in person, I can basically accept that, and then now the merchant will have access to do recurring payments and invoicing with my stored customers on Poynt.net. And this is all free. This is all part of the generic software. Right now, we do have to, if your merchant needs it, you just have to send me an email, and then we can turn it on. We're probably going to turn it on for all merchants here shortly. We've just been piloting it for a few months, and things are going really well. And so I did get kind of the thumbs up from the engineers that we're going to start moving this out a little bit further. But when you do the pre-approved payments, you can see in here that you can do the invoice ID. You can even do notes. for your charge. It's super simple to add that invoice, add that charge, and then make it so obviously for your details and your reporting later on, you know exactly what that charge is for. We have seen the invoicing feature before, but this is going to be just kind of combined now. So you're going to have your customers, you can send them an invoice, or you can just do a recurring payment. Right now, there's not an automatic subscription option. So what I mean by that is it's not going to charge the merchant the customer, $20 a month automatically. You'll have to go in there and do it manually today. The second phase of this would be to actually go in there and have the recurring payment. As you can see right here, it says recurring on. I don't believe that's ready today. So what you can do is you can just go in there each month and charge them. The second phase of this is actually subscription based, where we'll charge them $20 a month on the same date every single let's say first of the month. And again, you'll get this deck. I'll send this over to you, but just wanted to show you kind of what this looked like. And then you can see the pre-approval plans. So if they did have a subscription plan, if they did have receipts from past charges, you can get that all under the customer view. So you'll have summary, pre-approval, and transactions. Those are the three tabs you'll have when you actually open up the customer view. But just really excited about this all in general. This is going to be a huge win for our when you compare it to Square, when you compare it to Clover. A lot of these features sometimes aren't available. You have to get third-party products, or you have to pay more. So this is all part of the generic software, and going to be definitely great for bars, maybe who have bar tabs, or someone who basically maybe a salon or a gym who has recurring customers that come in all the time. I'm really excited to see this feature in action. All right, so we'll get back over to the other presentation. Give me just one moment. Let me open that up. Let me see here. Sorry, guys. And then one thing I want to talk about today too is just some of the third-party apps that are kind of kicking butt, and we can go over really why they're kicking butt and go over their success. So the first one is Manglement. We talked about this one on the last webinar at the beginning of this month. Manglement is a high-end salon software that basically is a competitor to Mindbody and Booker. It's a little bit more expensive software, but their team is super helpful when it comes to sales support. So if you have a high-end salon that's using Mindbody, or that's processing a lot of money, and they have multiple employees and they want to do online scheduling, they want to do scheduling in person, they want to have it so they have a menu items when they do online scheduling, Manglement is your team. I can get you in touch with them. They actually just helped one of our local resellers sell 3 merchants who process over $100,000 a month because it was a high-end salon. So this might not be your forte, this might not be your vertical, but if you want to start exploring high-end salons, start competing against Mindbody, Booker, and some of those other high-end salon softwares, get in touch with me. I also put the URL here. Definitely a home run for some of our resellers. They already, I believe, set up referral partnerships with about 12 of the Poynt resellers we have in our channel, and we're already starting to see those sales accelerate quickly. And so they have a great team, great sales support, great support in general. They're here in the U.S. in Los Angeles. Let me know if you need more information on that. And then another one that we're still piloting, if you're interested, you can merchant can have it for free. It's called Free Space application, where you can do marketing on the front of your Poynt terminal for the dual screen terminal. And basically, you'll just have instead of just customizing the screen, you can actually have a video, or you can have things playing on the front of the screen. So feel free to reach out to me if you want to test that out with your merchant or pilot that. And then, of course, Cash Discount seems to be one of the other popular applications that continues to do extremely well. If you haven't heard of this before, it's $9 a month. It's a reflection of the register application, the generic register application on Poynt. It just goes through all the legality of cash discounting. I know we've seen some news about cash discounting with Visa. From everything that this application follows, it's still legal. It is still relevant, and we're seeing a bunch of our resellers accelerate greatly with the cash discount program. So if you need more information on this, let me know, and we'll talk about that. And then if you guys need more information on basically, how does cash discount work in my state? How is it legal in my state? Well, we can put you in touch with their team and go through all that information. All right, so now we're going to go to what we all came for today, and talk about the Poynt 5. I actually have Jeremy Merrick from Poynt with me. Jeremy, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
How are you, man?
Good. How about yourself?
Good. Thank you for joining us today. I know that we're all really excited about Poynt 5. For some of you, I was actually at Money 2020 in Las Vegas last week. Got to hang out with Jeremy. We actually he hosted a cocktail party for some of our resellers, and he was showing off the Poynt 5, and we were it's pretty slick. I'm pretty excited about, not just the Poynt 5, but some of the sleeves and the printer it comes with, all that, or not comes with, but it you can buy additionally. Pretty excited about all the features.
Yeah, it's great. So with the launch of the P5, so we've basically have them built, shipped them into distribution, so you can buy them today. Roughly, the P5 is retail is roughly $249 for the standard P5. What you see in the image here, there is a 3G model, and early next year to mid next year, we're coming out with the LTE model, which should be at a similar price of $349. It's handheld, really light. It's easy for pay at the table or anywhere you want to go where you don't need lanes. You could take it to a high-end boutique that might sell clutches or clothes, and anywhere they're able to pick up those clothes or pick up that high-end item, they can purchase it right there. There's no need to go in and wait at the register to purchase. It's also very mobile. With the 3G, it's very popular right now with food trucks. That's where we're seeing a lot of people asking us a lot about it to push it out to those mobile type of merchants. Other things about it, it's really light. It's very similar, runs the same software as the P61. It handles the same type of apps. The one thing that makes it very different is just how mobile it is. There is some concerns with the battery life on this, just if you're using it every day. And with that, we've built a few accessories that tie into it. One of them would be a power sleeve. So it's similar to your iPhone or any type of smartphone, where if you needed that extra juice to last a full day, we have a power sleeve. It retails for roughly $50. It gives you that extra boost to last for an entire day. On top of that, we've built what is an advanced sleeve and dock. That advanced dock is a battery power, plus it has a printer attached to it. So you could have your receipts, you could really do pay at the table. There's a lot of features you can do with that.
And I have some pictures on this demonstration as well, those sleeves. So we'll go over that here in a moment for everybody, what that looks like and kind of how to set that up. Also, the hardware pricing at TPG Phoenix, get the hardware and pricing at TPG Phoenix Group. Jeremy obviously was able to give us some generic pricing or what it should be around. You can board on TSYS, Vantiv, First Data with Card Connect. I think that's most of what our resellers do. So, you guys are able to really sell it and board the way you want. It is 3G and Wi-Fi. And then, so it doesn't have an Ethernet port. Again, Jeremy mentioned it's the same software, but it's not going to have the customer checkout screen. So you're gonna have to flip it and show the customer to check out. So again, all the same software there, all the same applications. It's great, and if you have a Poynt terminal in the back and you have a Poynt 5 out in front, you can work like that. Have a multi-terminal. There's a lot of great features that you can utilize with the Poynt 5, but altogether, just being a lower cost and being another option for your merchants is going to be, definitely a home run for you guys. Setup is going to be pretty straightforward. I do have these marketing slicks. I just put them in here just so you guys can have them, and I'll make sure you guys have all the information and all the marketing slicks after this. But a quick start guide. It's really the same setup as another Poynt. So again, there's not much from the operational standpoint that you guys need to change. If you're on the operational team looking in today, then just know that you're actually boarding the merchant the same. You're just, again, using the serial number. And then when the merchant actually gets started, it's kind of the same experience as well. It does come with a power cord, power cable, adapter, and a quick start guide. It does kind of come with what they need to get going. And then there are the additional sleeves, which we'll go over in a moment. So being 3G enabled and Wi-Fi enabled, there's going to be Wi-Fi only and then 3G and Wi-Fi. There'll still be those two options. Right now, TPG, I believe, has both options as of this week. And then we're going to have no problem with hardware. Jeremy's been stocking up Poynt really well. So we're really ready for the new year. We're ready to help you guys close out this year strong and make sure that you have all the hardware you need. But here's what the back looks like if you're actually putting in the SIM card. For some of you that don't know, you can, a lot of the 3G terminals are I mean, excuse me, a lot of the Poynt terminals are 3G. All you have to do is just go to a provider and ask for a micro SIM card. We recommend AT&T, T-Mobile, or Freedom Pop. Those seem to be the most agnostic micro SIM cards. And again, we are not a reseller of cellular services. So what I would do is have your merchant just basically make an extension of their of their cellular plan, or go to your provider and see if you guys have, within your ISO bank acquirer, if you guys have a cellular plan. It does have the camera on the back, as you guys can see. So you can scan just like you can on the regular terminal. And then real quickly, as you can see on the left and the right, when you're checking for a SIM card, when you put in the SIM card, it'll say checking for SIM card. And then if your team needs any help with this, feel free to reach out to Boomtown. We can definitely get you going and make sure that your merchant's set up correctly. So I want to do real quickly with you is this is the dock that Jeremy was just speaking about. This is pretty slick. So you just basically push the Poynt 5 into this dock, and then it connects the printer, and it has a docking station. So Jeremy, do you want to talk a little bit more about this and kind of how this works?
Yeah, so once you plug it into the docking station, it runs full power. It is charging at that time the P5 and the power sleeve adapter. Once that is charged, or whenever you need to take it off of that docking station, you just pull it and it's fully mobile. It does have the same Ethernet cable attachment to it, to the docking station, as you would have with the P5, so it's very similar.
And are our resellers, are they purchasing this hardware from TPG? Will you be stocking TPG with these holders?
Correct. We'll be stocking everyone with they've made the request right now. We have all the accessories. Right now we have the power sleeves in. The advanced docks, we will have those in within a couple of weeks.
Is the paper roll the same size, or what size paper roll do they need for this specific dock?
It's the same size. We actually have an Amazon store that you can buy them off of. If you go to Poynt on Amazon, you can just download the rolls from there.
Okay,
one additional thing just to throw out is if you do need marketing or sales material, you can go to Poynt's website and go to Poynt/sales, and there's a full document of everything you'd need, including training materials on our website that is open to you.
Okay, great. And one question that just came in, will this work? This works with all the third-party applications that are in the App Store today, including Talik, eHopper, the other POS applications.
Correct.
The Poynt 5 works with all of those, correct?
Correct.
Okay, and that's what I thought. And so yeah, again, just if you have a third-party app, it does have the ability to use all the. I mean, the Poynt 5 does have the ability to utilize all the third-party apps that you have in the marketplace today.
Correct. The only thing it doesn't have is the forward-facing screen.
That's correct. And so here's kind of another view of the dock. And do you know what this dock roughly costs? There's the sleeve we'll talk about in a second, and this is the one I was most interested in just because it has kind of that printer in the back. But do you have kind of a idea what this would cost?
Roughly, it's roughly about $200. I can get you the exact cost later on this afternoon. During our second seminar, we'll have it. I just have to speak with the guys in logistics.
Okay, awesome. And so look, as you guys can see here, it's basically the same way you'd put in the printer paper for the other dock. You have the ability to do that right here on the Poynt 5 dock. And then as you can see on the front side, when you slip in the Poynt 5, there is still that camera right there. So it doesn't, you're not blocking the camera, you're just utilizing that camera, and then you have the printer. So this is pretty slick. Like, this is awesome. Again, maybe if the merchant wants to save money, they don't want the full dog, or maybe they're buying multiple terminals and they don't want to buy a full station terminal every single time. They can get the Poynt 5, and then you have these different options for charging, for printing, for mobility. It's definitely, I was really excited to see this last week when I was at like 2020. And so you'll see the charging station on the bottom there. I want to get over to the sleeve. So here is kind of a picture of the sleeve. It kind of looks like, you put your iPhone 8 or 10 into a basically a holder. You've seen a lot of people have seen those with their smartphone. They have the extension. This one is a little bit lighter. It's not as it doesn't have the printer, it doesn't have anything really additional other than it has a kind of a full day battery, as Jeremy was talking about, and you can just plug it in like that. Jeremy, any kind of details here do you want to share about the USB charger or this sleeve?
Yeah, the sleeve is has a little bit more of a protective layer around it, so it makes it a little bit more rugged. It's not as rugged for the front screen, but it does give you some additional protection there. On top of it, when I've been playing around with it for a good couple of weeks now, I'm not doing heavy transaction, but just leaving the thing on. I had it for 2 days at the show, and it never died.
Okay, that's awesome to hear. And so I know we had some issues with I think the regular Poynt terminal was lasting off the dock for like 4 hours or something like that when it was fully being utilized. So the fact that you can have this Poynt 5 at a trade show and it would go all day is maybe if you're running a food truck and you were out there and it was obviously a busy day for your food truck, I mean, same thing. You wouldn't have to plug it in that much and you have the additional charger here. So this is going to be a huge win for your merchants. Again, just having additional opportunities to charge their Poynt terminal and then make it so it lasts, throughout the day. And you can kind of see here how the charge works, and it has the 4 bars, and it can show you obviously the level of the charge. It does have the scanning and the camera on the back end still, so that can go right through. So you're not missing any features by using any of these sleeves. And then here's kind of the back side of the sleeve and what it looks like on the back. It's really slick. It really makes it's really comfortable to hold too in one hand. So it's really just an overall really good terminal and sleeve for that. Jeremy, anything you want to add about the Poynt 5? I mean, I really want to just get people in here today to show them that we have these additional sleeves. We can board them on any merchant now. The hardware is, any processor, the hardware is available. And then the other big piece is that, all the third-party apps, all the generic software, everything works on the Poynt 5, so we don't really need to go too much in detail there. Again, if your team does need sales training, reach out to me and I can do a full software training. But anything that you want to call out, Jeremy, or any kind of highlights for the resellers here today?
No, just one of the most recent inquiries we had for the P5 was to a large stadium that does multiple events. They need something that's handheld at their concessions, not only for food and beverage, but also for any of their T-shirt concessions when they do concerts. They also do these venues where they have tents out. They're going to lease those terminals out to those stands. So you can see how mobile it would be for a large stadium, not only for the 3G, but if they're powered up with Wi-Fi, they're able to utilize it throughout that stadium. So it's very dynamic, and hope to talk to you guys soon.
Yeah, Jeremy, thank you so much for joining. And I did promise you guys I would keep this about 20 to 30 minutes because I know that you want to get back to your day. But really excited about Poynt 5. Reach out to TPG Phoenix Group if you need hardware. We're going to get those sleeves over to them so they have those additional sleeves. Again, all the pricing that we have from Boomtown is the same. The software is all the same. The hardware is going to be a lot less expensive, and those sleeves are additional. So you're going to pay for those sleeves additional. We can, you can make it part of your product list for your merchant. So basically, buy the Poynt 5, and here's some additional, obviously, accessories that they can have. But that's basically it, guys. Thanks so much. I don't see many questions. Feel free to email me and then let us know if there's anything that we can do, and we'll be ready to rock. And we're just seeing sales. Sales have been kicking butt in October, so really excited to see Poynt 5 help with that. Let us know if you need anything, and we'll talk soon.
Thanks, everyone. Thanks, Joey.
Thanks, Jeremy.
Okay, talk to you soon.